let's just say that all the sages and the spiritual teachers and the texts dating back many thousands of years ago were right in their suggestion and teachings that we are consciousness, that our true identity exists beyond the mind and the emotions and the identities that our minds create. And instead, we can tap into our true nature, which is just pure awareness. And that is where love comes from. That is where abundance comes from. That is like the true expression of the universe or God, or however you want to put it. If that were to be true, which I very much believe it to be, because, well, for a start, I'm starting to apply it more and more and starting to experience a deeper sense of security and safety within myself, which is huge. But also, the people that have taught this over the years haven't been living in such distracted, overly stimulated worlds with such distraction like we have today. And they were able to sit in temples and wherever they were for hours and hours a day for weeks and months and years, and passing down the knowledge that they were accumulating from doing the inner work over generations for hundreds and thousands of years. How can that not be the truth? Not only because it was about us and who we are, but because it applies today, the teachings, as much as it did back then. How can that not signify some form of truth when living back in all sorts of different societies and civilizations thousands of years ago, these teachings applied then as they do now in today's world? We couldn't live in a more different world, yet these teachings apply. Yet so much of what we learn today is just coming from the last 100 years. Schools are set up to teach us how to be obedient factory workers, essentially. I mean, we've really got to look at how impactful and important these ancient teachings are. And the one kind of teaching that underpins it all, we are consciousness. Now, I know you've all heard that, but how often are you applying it compared to how often you're consuming more knowledge and understanding in order to try and attain some kind of inner sensation or inner experience of peace, to finally be able to be free of your burdens and free of your struggles? And if you can just find that one video that's going to change it all, that one video that's jumping out at you with the right thumbnail and the promise that this is the one thing that you're missing in life that's going to change it. Notice how it never changes. Believe me, I get caught up in it. I see that one video and I'm like, I've got to watch that video. The hidden secret to manifestation, why nothing's changing for me yet. Oh, that one video is going to do it for me. That's the video that's going to finally allow me to be happy and free in life. It never is, guys. It never is. Every day I used to watch hours of YouTube. I mean, I stopped watching TV and I used to watch hours of television. So I transitioned from mindless TV to mindful YouTube videos on self-development and spirituality. So I was learning a lot of useful information, but how much of that do I apply today? Not a lot, hardly any. So much of the videos that I record, that I talk about, are coming just from my own experience in life. They're coming from inner knowledge. They're not coming from what my mind has consumed in all the videos. Most of that just doesn't apply, yet we consume it like it's going to alter our lives in some amazing way. Really, we got to tap into consciousness, because in consciousness there are no problems. We can't have a problem if we're identified as consciousness, because consciousness has no problems. The idea of a problem just doesn't exist, because the problem comes from the mind, from the thinking that takes us out of consciousness. So we know when we're not connected to consciousness, when we're thinking, or when we have a problem, or when we're connected to an emotion, like, or we're attached to a certain emotion or a feeling. So the invite is to maybe drop some of the consumption and instead sit with awareness. And if that is boring or uncomfortable to you in any way, good, because that's what's standing in the way of you finally feeling happy and complete. I have to do it. I don't just sit in bliss. That just isn't my experience. I have to sit with a lot of discomfort and racing thoughts and wishing I was doing something more interesting. But when you can get through that and you start to feel this deep sense of embodied presence, it's like, oh, fuck, that feels good. It's like true embodied presence is where it's at. That if you can carry embodied presence throughout life, then life will get a hell of a lot better. And that doesn't come from consuming knowledge. It comes from sitting in meditation, or just sitting on a chair like I am now, breathing. Obviously, you want to breathe. Being aware of the breath helps. And just feeling down deep into your body. It's that simple. Now, if I had, instead of consuming all the hours of content that I have done over the years, if I had put all of those hours into me just sitting still, breathing into my body, feeling my body and watching my breath, who knows how I would be now? No idea. But I am certain I would be incredibly happy, incredibly peaceful and grounded and secure in myself, because that's the impact that these practices have on us. But that wasn't the path I chose. I chose distraction because I wasn't ready to do the inner work yet. So just see that your true growth is going to come from you dropping the distractions, including the self-development videos, which is just kind of giving you mostly empty knowledge, including my videos, by the way. I'm not saying my videos don't apply to this. And come within and just feel consciousness through your body and breathe and sit with the shit that's stopping you from doing that, because it will eventually disappear. You'll eventually let it go, and then you can start accessing more peace. You'll access more grounded presence, and you'll access more wisdom than what you can get from random people on the internet. Thanks for watching.